Yo, but look,
check this
but
out.
Dan,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
Dan,
do you
I'm
know
gonna
what?
break, I'm gonna break the
Yeah,
rules,
but
Dan.
can I say something?
Dan,
Yeah,
also
but the
Florida is
government,
one of the states.
but the government's been telling us for the last 2 months it's just like the flu. So the government can't tell you that it's just last 2 months, it's no big deal, and it only affects the elderly. Yeah, then expect everybody to listen to them when they tell them to do something.
Right. I get what you're
Yo,
saying, but the fact. But go ahead, Phil. Go ahead, Phil.
I'm gonna tell you what's so crazy about what you just said, Dan. You know, Florida is one of the states that don't have a shutdown in any of their cities right now. That's crazy. I mean, like,
Well, you know what? You know why? Because most of the Republican governors are there with Trump on this one. They're trying to say, well,
no,
you know, it's not much of a big deal. We got to keep our economy going despite the problem. And the reason why they're saying that is because Trump is trying to get reelected. We're in the middle of an election year. He knows that the
no,
only way he can get reelected is by having a strong economy. And the way the
yeah,
economy is running right now, he can't run on this. He knows it.
Hold up, Dan. Dan, what you
Man, this is beyond election, mate. This is beyond
I understand it's beyond the election, but he's playing politics with people's lives. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what he's doing.
you said?
That's
Trump's got
why
his
he came out.
supporters no matter
Wait,
what.
hold up.
They're either
Yeah, that's why he
Hold up.
came. Well, okay, yeah, this is why he came out and said that we need to reopen everything up by Easter. Why does he want to reopen everything up by Easter? And we're nowhere near in the clear of phasing this out.
Well,
Why does he want to do
doesn't
that?
matter, mate.
No,
Because we don't open up soon, we're going to destroy everything.
Dan, he told you why he want to do it. He said because it feels right. It feels like that's going to be the right time.
Yeah. The right, yeah, exactly. Because he's trying to get reelected. That's what he's trying to do. Without a strong economy, he can't get reelected. He knows that because it's bad for the incumbent president to go into an election year, trying to get reelected, and the economy is bad. Herbert Hoover, he's no longer on this world. He can attest to this back in 1929 when the Great Depression happened. So I'm just being real though. We're in the Great Depression. We're in the Great Depression right now. We are in the Great Depression. I'm telling you that right now. We are.
No, we're not. We're not in no.
Florida's not on lockdown. Bro, I can't believe Florida's not on lockdown. Phil, what do you mean? I mean, like the rest of the world is locked down, and Florida people are still going about their business.
This is definitely not no Great Depression right now. Y'all wilding.
Oh, people depressed, man. You ain't depressed. Yo, why? Because you're injured,
wait, hold up, EJ, hold up. 3.5 million people lost their jobs and filed for unemployment. You tell me we're not in a Great Depression, IG?
Why is this depression, man?
But they still hiring. Of course, people lost their jobs, but it ain't that way it was at that point. You know how that the Great Depression started with the Rockefellers and them. They gave out a bunch of loans, right? And everybody was opening businesses, and then they recalled the loans, and then mad businesses closed.
Exactly. This is the reason why you have to, and that's what. Yeah, exactly. And the reason why part of that was because the commercial banks were operating like what's the word I'm looking for? They're operating like a investment bank. So that's what happened. And what happened was the government got in there after the Great Depression. Yeah. What happened was is that not only you have your commercial banks acting like investment banks acting like commercial banks. There were they were recalling the loans without any further restrictions on them. Number one. Number two, there were no safety nets back then when in the Great Depression happened. When all the wealthy had all that money, they lost everything. They had nothing to fall back on, and they all of them committed suicide because of that. And because of that, FDR came in there when he got elected over Hoover. He came in there and adopted the model that the Germans had for years, Social Security. He came in there and brought it into the United States. He brought in Social Security. He brought in pensions. He also was the guy who put in, well, not him, but there was two senators, Glass and Steagall. They put in a legislation that the investment banks could no longer operate as a commercial bank, and the commercial banks could not operate as an investment bank. They had to separate their businesses, and that's why back then it took a long time for the economy to recover because of those situations. So
FDR, he gave birth to the.
What's up?
Yeah, but what?
I see.
Yeah, no.
But it's too many. It's too many programs right now. Like we're not gonna go into Great Depression like how it was.
Man, we are in a Great Depression. I'm sorry, bro. I never seen numbers like this.
And people's getting hired for jobs too. The same way people's losing their jobs.
Yeah. What jobs though?
So
Logistics.
It's going both ways.
Yeah. What type of jobs?
Yo, hold on. 1 second. Hold up. Let me hold up, Dan. Hold on. So 3.5 million people lost their job. Now this is the kicker right here. So part of the plan for these people who lost their jobs, they get 100% unemployment, okay, for 3 months, and then they get an additional $600 on top of 100% unemployment each week, okay? A lot of these people are going to be making more money being laid off than they would be making if they were at work. It does not encourage people to go back to work.
Not if inflation happens. If inflation comes and produce shortages.
Hold on. It does not encourage people to go back to their job. If I just got laid off and I'm making $41,000, hold up, if I'm making $41,000 and I just got laid off and I have a chance to make $52,000 by getting $600 a week plus 100% unemployment, you think I'm gonna go back to work? No, you're not gonna go back to work. Ridiculous. So people are not going to be getting hired on. It doesn't make sense. You'll be losing out on money if you went and got another job. YG.
No, I hear what you're saying, but at the same
this
time,
is by design.
That's what I'm saying. It's not gonna be the Great Depression with all these programs, food stamps, and all of that. Like people ain't gonna go hungry like how they was before, like during that era. Like it's not gonna get that bad. Like that's why it was really the Great Depression, because people was going hungry. Like that's not about to happen right now.
Well, let's hope not, because they were talking about the food shortages in other places, man. Let's pray that isn't.
No, because I understand that part, because a lot of places is strictly input. So basically meaning like they don't make no, like they don't grow food, like all the food is brought into the city, New York City. Like, you know, like all the farming and all that stuff is brought into the city. So if there's no delivery trucks and all of that, yeah, like it could get ugly in the city.
Guys, yeah, let me just say something, right? We've just got to pray, yeah, that the powers that be genuinely want to sort this mess out and be kind to the masses, mate. Because, mate, I never thought they would be that psychopathic to do what they've done.
Well, yeah, psychopathic. That's right. That's what it is. That's what it is.
These rich guys up at the top, yeah, they don't see nothing other than us and them, mate. The haves and the have-nots, mate. They're really taking away all the liberty, but happy with the world as it was. They want more power.
Yeah, this is more power, more control, for real. More power, more control.
Well, I mean,
100%.
Go ahead, DJ.
No, I know as well. I was gonna say, so for you about Florida, so Florida, the whole world is locked down, and Florida is going about their business, just carefree and just chilling, and that's what's up, bro. Like, if I had a plane, I'll go Florida. I'll go live in Florida, man, for real. Like, if Florida is chilling and not worried about go ahead, no worried about the corner. That's where I want to be, man. I want to be the lockdown in your house and can't go here and that.
It's almost hurricane season.
It's a couple different places that you can go to that's not on lockdown. You can go to Atlanta. Atlanta's not locked down right now. Okay. And you can go pretty much anywhere in Florida. That's not locked down right now. I mean, there's several places that hadn't been impacted greatly, and they're just not locking down these places. But I mean, at the end of the day, you got places like Louisiana. It's got the 4th highest amount of corona cases behind Washington and New York and California. I mean, you know, look, at the end of the day, we have more cases confirmed of coronavirus than China does. We have surpassed China. So I think we got behind the 8 ball on this deal. And right now we're going to feel the effects of it because we've only tested like 300, 400,000 people at this point. That's just a very, very minuscule notch in the grand scheme of things. So it's a lot more to come.
Yeah, but Phil, I don't trust those numbers that come out of China.
Neither do I.
I don't trust those numbers.
I don't trust the numbers that come out of the U.S. either. I don't trust them.
Yeah. I don't trust not either. I was with Boris. Yeah, that's right.
Everybody's lying.
Everyone's like,
well, if they like, what you think they're saying that is less? You thinking it's more people than they saying? It got to be more. I know it ain't less than.
Absolutely, it's more people than what they saying. This thing right here. Look, the more people that have it, the more mass hysteria is gonna be caused. Okay, so what they try to do is they try to dilute the amount of people that have it in order to kind of control the narrative as far as the economy, making sure people don't lose their fucking mind, all that kind of stuff like that. So I don't think anybody's telling the truth.
Listen, what you said,
then again, your mind, that's enough. The only thing about your house, look at your house. They asking for supplies. You can't say you have less people because then you're not gonna get. See, that's the only thing, though. That's the only thing that kind of made me question that, because they asking for aid and for supplies, and you can't say you having less amount of numbers and you actually need more. So that's not gonna add up. A hospital is not gonna report they're not having a lot of cases, but yet they're having a bunch of breakouts.
Listen, bro. All I know is this is depressing. This is, to me, it's depressing, bro. That's what I see. I see this shit is depressing. Because you know what? It ain't even been a week yet, and people are losing their damn minds, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is deep, YG, bro. You know what I mean? You go outside, you're gonna get a citation. We have to pay £30. If the police catch you, tell you to go back in house. You're only allowed 1 day exercise. Yeah, man. It's bad, bro.
Oh, so you guys on? Hey, so EJ, you guys on curfew over there?
Yeah. 1 day, we're allowed 1 day exercise. Only have to come out if we have to. Other than that, they want you to order food and get fat in your house and die. You know what I mean? That's what's
so you can't.
bro.
So what about grocery shopping? You can't just go pick it up.
No,
you have to order it.
That's doing something. You can grocery. You talking about you can't linger. You can't be loitering around.
Yeah, but they could. Yeah, but see why
no loitering.
Yeah, there's no hanging around.
Like, I tell you what. If they turn our internet off, mate, you'd see everyone would go nuts.
Say again, bro. You're kissing the mic. Say that again. I didn't hear you.
Could you imagine if the internet went down? How mad everyone would go.
Don't fuck around with that, bro. That's horrible. You know what I'm saying?
That would kill us all.
That would. What? That means we can't talk?
Right.
Nah, dread. The internet went down. That would absolutely kill us, bro.
I'll be okay. I got DVDs for days.
See, YG, you sound like Rambo out here, bro. I never see you sound so strong out there.
Some serious.
Yo, YG with throwback. Yo, I got hey, the internet shut down. I got all the DVDs. Man.
I got DVDs for days. Like I'm not even worried about that.
This guy ain't worried about being shut down. Listen, bro, YG, bro, because YG's injured, right? So YG trying to move around anyway, so he don't really care. But, bro, for those who got good wills, YG, this is a murder, bro. This is a murder.
Fam, you see what you call it. I still go places. I'm feeling the what you call it too, but at the end of the day, I'm not ready to be like, oh man, like it's mad things you could do, man. Like, fam, like pick up a book. Like if it ever really come to shove, man, I can get right back into my Game of Thrones. There's mad other books I could read. Like it's really not that serious. If the internet go down, like that ain't the reason to start wilding out in the streets.
I was wilding out, YG.
I don't know about you guys, or maybe if y'all can't live without the internet, but I appreciate it, but that it ain't the beginning to end all for me.
Yeah, well, you talking
me, mate.
Yeah, but that's you, man. I ain't gonna lie.
I love my 2K. You know, I be online. So
yeah, I know that.
I'm gonna take a hit, but like I said, like yo, now I mean that if we go out power, like if the power go out, now things get sticky.
Oh, the electricity. Yeah, that's why they got.
If the electricity go out, then things could really get sticky.
Yeah, but that's what we talk about, the internet.
Guys,
we have to go back to lighting candles.
If you mention bioweapon, or coronavirus and that, you can get flagged in your YouTube channel, demonetized and shut down and that.
Nah,
Mate, just if you say bioweapon,
really?
if you say you can get proper done for it, mate. If you start conspiracying about coronavirus, yeah.
that's probably over there in England, but I think though, you don't. Nobody really need to be trying to cause mad, like, I mean, panic by saying a whole bunch of silly shit anyway. So
yeah, but that's censoring, mate. We're getting so badly censored. It's unbelievable.
Because
like,
you know, like some people need to be censored. Like some people take freedom of speech a little too far. Like there is a limit. Like when you can't be trying to cause panic for no reason. Like that's the reason why you can't go into an auditorium and scream fire. Like,
well, check this out then. Check this out. You know all them videos that were coming out of China in January? The mainstream news was saying they were lies, they were fake. And now the same news is showing them videos now saying that this is what it was like in China. Mate, they just want us to shut up about things like this.
No, yeah, I get it.
Depressing, bro.
Yeah, I don't know what's all I know is that I thought we learned lessons from
every day.
But this is bad though, because what you call it, like the fall shows, they not even get a chance to record right now. Everything's gonna be pushed back.
Yeah, you know, boxing gonna be pushed back for a whole year, man. I mean, shit, NBA. That's the thing though. When everything clears up, how is the NBA, the NFL, the MLB, and the NHL? How are they going to get that? How exactly are they going to resume their seasons? Because they can't start at the same time.
No, they were done, man. They were done. This is done.
Hold up, dude. I'm gonna tell you how they're gonna do it. So the TV time that a lot of these people have to record their shows, I think they're gonna push. I think they're gonna push the shows back, and they're gonna replace them with sports. That's what I think.
Nah, I think
you could be right.
It's gonna go into regular scheduled program. If it past June and get into July, and as the outbreak don't finish, the NBA, what you call it, is done. So they're gonna go into their off season, and then they're gonna.
Nah, man, they're done, dude. Yeah, why? They're done for the season. They're gonna do that. They're done for the season, man. Yeah, this season is done. There's no way they can resume the season based off what's going on. They can't do it. There's either other indicators. Well, yeah, there's indicators that saying that this thing is not going to clear it by probably no later than September, man, or even August, the latest.
Yeah,
we're gonna sit this out for 5 months, man. That's fucked up. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, man.
Yeah, it is really bad. Like all the athletes and boxers, they're all done, man. All the athletes and boxers, everyone come back. Everyone will take another year. You must get a whole crop of new fighters, new basketball players.
And you know, that's another thing that kind of worries me about that too. Because when all these guys are gonna be on long layoffs, man, most of these guys are gonna be out of shape. They're gonna be unmotivated to fight again. I mean, it's like, especially Tyson Fury. He's the one you gotta keep an eye on in this situation.
Wilder gonna whoop that. Well, that's what I said. Wilder's definitely gonna get him. Tell you that for free. Wilder's gonna get him, bro. Yeah, Wilder's gonna get him.
You gotta watch Tyson Fury because he's not the most disciplined guy outside that ring, bro. He gonna be partying it up. He gonna get drunk. He gonna fucking get. Well, he can't party right now, but you know what I'm saying, though, man. He gonna be doing all kind of shit. He gonna get out of shape and unmotivated. But the thing is, too, speaking of Tyson Fury, he kind of, this whole Carefoot thing. This whole thing was kept under wraps since December of last year. Did you guys know that Carefoot went to Tyson Fury, or I think he went to Frank Warren and said, hey, look, I haven't been paid for this, about this whole UCAD thing. Where's my money? So, and Carefoot probably threatened him and say, hey, look, if you guys won't give me my money, I'm going to take this over to UCAD. So I think it got over to Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury just coincidentally gave up his UK license before this whole thing came out.
Yeah.
He coincidentally gave it up. So that, to me, is a sign of guilt. Because he knew this shit was going to come out before we all found out about it. He knew about it. So, what does that tell you? That motherfucker did get him to lie to UCAD about the whole situation. So now UCAD can't get Tyson Fury. He seems like he's always one step ahead of them. Always.
I I mean, I see you say it that way. I feel like the story didn't come out until after Tyson Fury said he wasn't fighting in the UK no more.
Well, we didn't know about that. We didn't know about it until after he beat Wilder. And that's the thing, though.
No, but he was saying that he's not fighting in the UK no more before that.
That's true. He did say that.
We knew about that for years, mate. We knew about that for years. That Tyson Fury and Hughie Fury tested positive before the Vladimir fight.
Well, we know that, but the whole thing that unravels that he got the whole reason why this whole thing and why they're arguing about how Nangelo got in their system because they consumed wild boar from a farmer who harvested boar. He got the farmer, him and Huey, or he at least got the farmer to lie on their behalf to UCAT. That's exactly what happened. I injected these on boards with Angelo, and that's how these guys got in their system. So instead of admitting that I voluntarily took the damn thing, he went up there and told UCAT that him and Huey accidentally consumed it because they didn't know the meat had Nangelo contaminated inside it. That's what his argument was. Now it comes out that they lied about that to UCAT. That's a serious offense. So he got ahead of it and said, you know what, fuck this. Before it comes out, I'm just give up my license. I ain't gonna fight there no more. Fuck it. What's the point? I made so much money over in the United States. I made myself a home over here. People love me. So what's the point of fighting that? What's the point? You know?
Yeah, because that guy, it makes sense though. But listen, with this whole thing going on, it's just all the fighters, boxers, basketball players, the sport world in general is done, bro. Because all them athletes, they're just gonna eat. All the boxers, they're eating, they're putting on weight. We're putting on weight. It's one thing, they lock you off, right? Let's say like the NBA lockout. But see, with the NBA lockout, you can still walk around and do what you want to do, go here, go holiday, whatever. No, this is worse. You can't go far. You can't really go nowhere. You can't get a plane to go anywhere. You can't even go too far from your house. You have to go back into your house. This is like bloody being under prison. I was talking to my uncle the other day. He said to her, bro, I feel like we're prisoners, man. We're not prisoners, but we're prisoners in our minds. You know what I mean? They made us prisoners in our minds, which is some people have never been. Some people have never been to prison. That's why people are going to habituate, break rules. And that's why they put things in place to make people have to pay fines. But people are like, fuck this, you ain't controlling me. And then same time it's like, yo, but you're gonna catch the virus and die. They're like, so, and some people's like, yo, that's my choice. Which it is. If they want to die and collect the coronavirus and go die, that's fine, that's their choice. Some people
I hear that, BJ, but at the same time they're spreading to other people who normally don't want the damn thing to happen to them. So they're not care about the other people around their surroundings. I see what you're saying, but
See us, right? We're all considerate, right? Responsible men, That's why we conduct ourselves away. Now let's talk about the degenerate. The degenerate will go to a supermarket and start. I see some woman spitting on the food, and she's got a disease. I see people licking food, licking poles. Bro, you have to understand here that we're what we consider good representation, good role models as citizens in this world, right? I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the fucking weirdos, who are out there doing mad shit, doing all kinds of shit. These are the other people out there, and like you have to think about other people that are doing that, robbing people's houses and doing all kinds of fuck shit. Even while this is still going on, this is what you're dealing with now. You're dealing with a dysfunctional society with a lot of weirdo people out there doing things. Even the police, the so-called police are supposed to be there to say, you're not supposed to come out. What if these police, the ones you encounter, are racist and they just want to give you a citation and lock you up in jail with a guy, and you haven't got the coronavirus, and he looks up in jail next to a cell with a guy with coronavirus? These are the things that are going on, This is real, some sick problems, and no one can say anything.
Right.
The policeman looks you up right now, takes you from your house. What's anyone who are you going to complain to? If someone comes and takes you from your house right now, who are you going to complain to right now? You're basically, America's got the right idea. Bare arms, mate. Someone tries to roll up, just let them have it, bro. Straight. In England, we even got that right. At least in America, you got the right to bear arms.
Well, right. I see what you're saying, but me, to contend this problem, you do have to quarantine it. I'm sorry. You got to do it. You have to quarantine it. Otherwise, if you let these people have this much freedom, it gets much worse. And that's exactly what happened to Florida. It got worse because these people have the freedom to go out and do what they want. And look what happened. They spread the virus.
Florida's got worse.
Yeah, it got worse. Ever since some bastards from them spring break kids went over there and lived it up and talking about, I've been playing this for months. I don't care about this virus. I've been playing it for months. I'm good. The reason why they didn't care because they thought this was a virus that's more vulnerable to the elderly, which it is. But they didn't think about themselves. And what turns out, after they got off those beaches, guess what happened? Most of them got infected with the virus. Most of them.
Oh, yeah. I don't know that. Yep. That's crazy.
Most of them got infected after that whole ordeal. So they thought arrogantly, nothing's going to happen to me because I'm young, I'm healthy, I have a great immune system, nothing's going to happen to me. I feel sorry for the elderly. But here's the thing about the virus. You could have it. You may be infected, but you may not show the symptoms. Now, that's good news to you, but the other person next to you that you interact with may not have the greatest immune system in the world. You spread it to them, and then they get affected, and they may get hospitalized because you gave it to them. Now, not your fault, not you intentionally doing it, but you see what the government's trying to do. They're trying to lock this down so that way it doesn't get any prevalent that it is now.
Do you know, mate, they were lying to us about, it does affect the elderly more than that, but they're lying, it kills all ages. They were lying to us about it. Mate, it's brutal. No matter what age you are and what health you are, it can take you out.
Well, I think that was a bit exaggerated. It was a bit exaggerated.
No, it's been taking young people out as well. No,
yeah,
trust me, they've been lying to us all the time.
Yeah, it has. It's been taking a lot of people out, man. It has, man. I mean, worldwide it's getting close to 1 million right now, based off the death toll count right now. The death toll is getting close to 1 million. So,
hey, let me ask you a question. Do you think these celebrities are lying?
I mean,
yeah, I do. Yeah, I think they're lying.
I do. They're lying.
Well, let me answer this though. What is the purpose for them to lie? What do they gain from this if they lie?
Extra
meal.
No, maybe they put money. You get instant money. The more celebrity, they put it out there. Like the more time you lie, the more time you out there putting the bullshit out. Because you remember. Actors, look, these guys are professional liars, man. All the politicians are professional liars. All the actors are professional liars, and they're the first one to come out and say they said Prince Charles come out, but when you hear Idris Elba, he said, "Well, I've got symptoms, and also I got asthma." Then there was a report saying, "Oh, he's got asthma." There's a report saying he's got asthma and he could die. This, that, the other, and it's like when you heard him speak, he didn't say that, right? So there's what someone's saying and what someone's doing. Is like Boris, right? This is the first thing Boris said. What's what Boris said? Boris said, I've got a little cough. So I got the persistent cough, and it's not really that bad, but I thought it's nothing for it. So they said I got the corona, and then it seemed like someone in the background goes, "No, someone in the background say you really got it." He goes, "Oh, well, I've been tested. They've said I've got it." And I was like, "Hold on a minute. 1 minute you said I've got a little cough, and it's not even that bad. The next minute you got it." Pardon?
Didn't you think it's a little bit suspect that 2 Utah Jazz players get it?
The ones who was because I'm telling you, someone
just shut the NBA down.
Yeah, the footballers,
because the NBA
boxers
were told how serious it was at early doors. They didn't just stop.
I'll give my point about Boris's speech. Yeah, Boris's speech. It seemed like it was prompted in the background to say. Because when he came out and addressed the case, he said, "I've got a persistent cough. They said I've got a bit of the corona." And then someone in the background seemed like they prompted, and his eyes opened up wide. He goes, "Oh well, I've been tested. I've got it. And then he's like, "Yo," so he's been told to say someone's told him to say that he's got it. He hasn't got it, bro. Like he hasn't got it. Like, and I don't think Israel Albert has it either. I don't think. I think someone's been doing someone's powerful enough to say that. Tell them they've got it, so they can shut down the world, and it's for a purpose. We haven't got the purpose yet, but it will reveal itself, isn't it? You know what I'm trying to say to you, that this is what you call one of the biggest hoax in the whole wide world. That's what I feel. You know what I mean? Because people are actually dying of other things. Then you've got all these actors coming out like they're bleeding through their noses, they're bleeding through their ears. So people see all this stuff and they're scared. You see people laying in the corridors and stuff like that. I don't know if this is if that's been framed or acting or stuff like that. But all I know is this year, end of the day, if this is a fucking lie, it's one of the biggest hoaxes ever in the whole world. Trust me, and it's not far gone that people won't do this. You know what I mean? Remember, and again, people believe they didn't the other day. 1 minute, blogger. Didn't the other day they believed that they touched the moon with Neil Armstrong, and they didn't really go to the moon, did they? They was in a studio, weren't they? But that was meant to believe that the US went to the moon. Is that right? In 1960, didn't they do that?
I don't know too much about that Neil Armstrong thing. I really don't.
No, I know you did, but see, I know you do, Phil, right? But
Stanley Kubrick.
But there was proof enough to say at the time that they was in a studio and it was all acting. There was proof enough. That's what people were saying. Like now that never really happened. That's what evidence came up now that the FBI put a conspiracy theorist, because they wanted to be first to beat Russia, so they made a studio to say that they obviously got there before Russia. I'm trying to say to you, that these don't be surprised at these things. This is the nature of the people in control do these kind of things, rouges to make people think a certain way, to make people react a certain way. That's what I'm saying. We're living in a time of manipulation, bro. Like mass media manipulation. Real talk. Because I'm gonna ask you the question again, right? Everyone listening right now. How many do you know friends who've got this coronavirus? And how many people do you know died from it?
Well, what I can tell you is that I have a few employees who've been sick over the last couple of weeks. So they haven't said that they haven't confirmed it, but they've shown symptoms. But they've gotten well the last few days though. So they've recovered. So
I can tell you now. I know one person that has it, and I can tell you this right here. My wife works at a hospital here. She works at a hospital and she works at a clinic, and she's tested several people that tested positive for the virus. Fact.
They recovered. Remember, the other question was if they died from it. The other question was
I know 2 people that died from it, but both of them was in their 50s.
No, I don't know nobody that died.
There was older gentlemen.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, YG, people naturally die. Look, people 40, people naturally die of causes.
No, they died from the coronavirus, and both of those, they died from the coronavirus. I can show you on Facebook. I could what you call if you want.
No. I'm not disputing what you're saying. No, I know because you prove obviously. But what I'm saying is that there's people dying, but they've put in their obituary, whatever, that they died of corona. You see what I'm trying to say to you? So, but the people die every day of the flu or something. But I know the 100%. A lot of people. The reason why they say a lot of people could die because a lot of people would die of isolation with no contact, and a lot of people die of overeating and getting heart attacks and scared. Number one death, is fucking fear. Like, imagine in your house, you're scared, bruv. Like, imagine that you've been isolated, you're an old person, you can't go nowhere, you can't talk to no one, apparently, and your family can't go near you. Yeah, bruv, that will kill you. That will kill you quicker than anything, bro. That will kill you quicker than anything. You die of fear. And then
that happens to people when they can't trust people, but I get it.
Yeah. That's what's happening now, YG, isn't it?
That could happen to anybody if you hit the lotto. That same thing could happen to you.
Yeah, I guess so. We can change. We can change the subject up.
Go ahead. Yeah, I was gonna say real quickly that we're still in flu season. Just in case you guys don't know, we're still in flu season. So
the transition, hot and cold.
Yo, that was another thing. And for the first few days of this was going on, people was coming outside with no jackets. And I'm looking like, yo, what are you doing, fam? Like, you hit it. Like, I know it was nice weather, but you wilding. I seen 2 people outside, like, not dressed for the occasion. Like, you wilding.
Yeah, that happened to me, man. That happened to me. Like, I swear, I think I got a problem with hypothermia. Like, my body, for some reason, like the cold, like my body didn't generate no heat, and then my body just got ill, bro. I mean, it's happened quite a few times. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, Customato, Tyson's trainer, he died of a hypothermia where his body couldn't get warm no more. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like the amount of things you could die of, you die, bro.
Yo, look, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. And this ain't really, just kind of change gears a little bit. Yo, I just picked up some food from this little barbecue spot on the southwest side of Houston. Yo, I have never this looked like a movie out here, bro. Like, I've never seen this many streetwalkers, prostitutes, escorts, whatever you want to call them, in my life. I've never been over here at nighttime. This is crazy, man. It's crazy. They need to be at home, man. They try to spread that virus to everybody, man. This is crazy.
What you talk about? Prostitutes are still on the road walking, trying to get that bready, trying to get that squilla. They're still trying to get that squilla.
Look, hey, bro, look, let me tell you something. Imagine whatever movie you can imagine, right, with that's like talking about streetwalkers and escorts and prostitutes and times 10, bro. That's what I just seen. This is crazy out here. I've never been out here at night.
You want to get some footage and film some of that footage. I don't mind looking at that. She was popping. She was popping over in the HCL. See, that sounds funny as hell, bro.
Yo, bro. Oh, it's crazy, bro.
Out there in Houston, man, some thick women down there, man.
Yeah, I want to see what's up, bro. Phil, sneak camera from a distance, yo. Yo, look at this hoe out here, EJ. Let me show you some joke, bro. Yo, oh shit. Hey, changing the subject, right? So I got a post up on my community page on my YouTube, right? So there's a former porn star, yeah, named Jazmine Cashmere. She's turned her life over to God, yeah. And like people were saying, there's obviously she's been married now, like she's turned her life over to God. People were saying, so the question is, yeah, would you marry her? Like I mean, like you obviously she's a former porn star, she's done that, but she's turned her life over to God. You know what I'm saying? But she's married her. Would you marry her? That was the question to anyone. You know what I'm saying? And why wouldn't you marry her? You know what I'm saying? Like some people was like, nah, man, she's disgusting. She this, that, the other. But then the girl in the chat said, hold on, man, if that was a guy who done porn star, no one cares. Like if a guy who's fucked loads of girls on film, this, that, the other, he's revered, right? He's like, yo, bro, you banged all them chicks, you're a G, bro. But when a woman does it, it's like it's definitely double standards to it.
It's not always that the same way, because at the same time, like my nigga, he done ate a lot of he done ate a lot of like the same way how you gotta be like ill to the Jazmine Cash girl, like ill, she fucked a lot of niggas ate her pussy. Like all of those porn stars, if you want to say yo that ill, her boxes tore up and a lot of niggas fucked her, but a lot of niggas ate the pussy too. So you can't say that the porn star, they eating a lot of girls that had sex with a lot of guys. But that question, do you marry her? Would you, like, you got to get to know her. The guy that married her, he got to know her and they vibed on the situation. Like there's people that marrying females that had sex with way less dudes, but just not on camera. I mean, way more dudes, but it's just not on camera. So like, and didn't get paid for it. So on that level, it's more of if you connect with the person. Do y'all have is it more to your relationship than just sex? Obviously, it got to be.
I believe in this. Yeah. You can a man can only have sex with as many women that will let him. Because I think that women have the final say to whether you can have sex or not. So that's why it's unacceptable. That's why women are viewed at a little bit differently when they sleep about. That's my opinion.
I mean, I get that too.
Hold on, YG. Let me give my opinion. So, in a sense, I agree with you, YG. Of course, this is more about the connection. But at the same time, you might have a female. He may be a porn star, but she only done like, let's just say 5 or 6, films, right? And she done smashed like 5 or 6 dudes, right? And then, of course, her personal life, I'm sure she probably smashed a couple other dudes. But then, you might have a chick that ain't on film. She might have smashed 50 dudes. Nobody just don't know about it. My point is this right here. Would I marry her myself personally? No, of course not. I wouldn't marry her. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it's sometimes it's better not knowing than actually knowing. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of thing. Like, you go to a fast food restaurant, they might drop your bun on the ground, but you don't know it, so you still eat it. But if you know it, then you fucking disgusted with the place. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna eat it at that point. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of
I agree with you. Yeah, that's a well good outlook. I'd rather not know. Yeah.
Yeah, but you go find out because your family
But see,
members.
nah, I understand that point. But see the whole, why I said, would you marry her? Because you can't make that assumption because we don't know her. Like now, if you could say, yo, I wouldn't date her. Now that's a different thing because you won't date her, meaning you're not even gonna get the chance to get to know her. But like to marry somebody, you got to get to know them and vibe with them, and y'all gonna have a connection. So you really can't say like, no, I won't marry her because the reason why I'm saying that because you don't even know the person. Like
Some people
it's really a,
marriage
what you call it because like you can't like you really can't say that because you don't know how cool would y'all even vibe. Like, cause thinking about her being into porn and having that background, like she get to know you. She might really like, know what I mean? She could really burn in the kitchen. She really treat you mad good, make you feel like a king. Should be totally different if you get to know her. That's why I said you really can't make that assumption.
Why'd you go marry her? Yeah, YG, of course YG go marry her. YG, of course YG would, man. YG should
you said like you can't. I'm trying to look. What I'm trying to say is you can't say you can marry a person if you don't even know them. Like that.
No,
like,
YG.
It's like I'm not. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Makes you not a porn star. Like Scarlett Johansson or any beautiful woman that you could think of. You can't off back, fam. You can't off back and say you're gonna marry a female before you get to know them because just because she's beautiful.
Yeah, YG, check this out.
Talk about this. Hold on, 1 minute, blogger. Right? So YG, 1 minute, blogger. The woman, she's had over 100 films. She's had over 25 group sex. That's oral, that's the gang bangs and all that. She's had 25 of them scenes, right? Now, what YG trying to say? If you got to know her, let's say you got to know her. Let's say I think the guy met her before she got into porn, and I think he got kids with her. I don't know what it is, right? But in any case, yeah, they have a connection. He knows she's just doing it because she feel like she need the money. That's the only way she could earn the money. Whatever story she telling you, whatever. But as far as you're concerned, like YG said, she treats you with respect. She good. Then she finds herself into God. And I mean, she clean herself up. She don't drink. She don't take no drugs. She ain't making no porn no more. So you looking at like, okay, that she changed her life way. Can people still? The question is, do people still judge you on your past? And say, okay, I'm gonna deal with you how you are now, than what you did in the how do people still perceive you? Because at the end of the day, she knows that that's how people are gonna judge her. But she's like, yo, if you're down with me, cool. If you're not down with me, I don't really care. Like she don't really care either way. She's still gonna roll. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I see it.
I think once people find out, it always be sort of like a stain on you. But what about Tito Ortiz going out with Jenna Jameson and having kids and marrying her?
Go on, let's talk about that one. Yeah, that's a good one. Go ahead.
That's a good one.
He knew what she was before. He legitimized her, though, innit?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, he's an alpha male, like UFC champion, tough guy. But he knowingly goes out with the world's famous and has kids.
Yeah, listen, he's a simp, bro, because like at the end of the day, you're a fighter, but fighters are not necessarily the most smartest guys in the world. Anything pretty thing near them who's interested, they gon' grab up, bro. They don't care. They're the savages, bro. Like fighters. Look at Puli.
EJ.
You see Puli? That Puli from that Jenna Sushi. He didn't give a shit, bro. Them savages, bro. Like fighters are savages. They live like cavemen.
Tito Ortiz admitted that he thought that Jenna Jameson was going to give it up, yet she wasn't willing to, and that's what really ended their relationship. Because
what do you mean give it up? What do you mean they got kids together? What do you mean give it up? They got kids together. What do you mean?
No, but
give it up.
What I'm saying,
all the time.
No, but I think even though he married her, he was still. I reckon he still thought, and he's admitted this as well, that she would give up. Like once she had kids and all that and married him, she would give up the porn.
Stop doing the porn movies. That's what you're saying. He married her. He married her. She's gonna stop doing the porn movies. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. You're probably right because she's the mother of his kids. But you can't. That's another thing as well. So that goes into you know what you bought into. You can't have someone's changed, but he's still a fighter. How can you ask her to stop doing porn when he's still a fighter? In a way, they're both being both.
And on top of that, I don't.
Hold on. I got a better question. Would anybody on here marry Cardi B. Cause she done slept with men for money. She used to be a stripper. Like,
that's a good question.
would you fuck with Cardi B though? I mean, really though.
Hey, I would probably fuck with Cardi B. I wouldn't marry her though. I'd probably fuck with her. That's a good question. Cardi B, yeah, you probably would fuck with Cardi B, but she's fucking crazy as hell, and she out your business. She's fucking crazy. I'll fuck with Cardi B.
I mean, I'd probably smash on her, man. You know what I'm saying? That's me though. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know about her, but would you class her as a hoe though? Like, would you class her as a hoe?
Yeah, she called herself a hoe. She used to sleep with men for money. She said she was sleep with men for money. She would sleep with men, to
by trying to get them fucked by trains at night.
Life, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Robbing and stealing from dudes, all kind of shit. She said all that stuff.
Yeah. See, now she would sleep with like music executive to get a new bit for more money for her album or something. She should just the way she sleeps with them to attain different things is just at a higher level now.
But listen to this, right? End of the day, we're men, yeah. Women and the most. Let's go down to it. The most, let's say, visual looking, desirable women, porn stars. People see men to see them and their shit goes hard, right? We don't know nothing about them. All we see is the big tits, the big thick thighs. You see the lipstick, you see the eyelashes, the makeup, everything. Yeah, your shit goes hard. That's one exterior. We're talking about exterior. Interior of getting to know them. That's another thing. Like after you smash it, you're like you sit down, you're trying to talk to her. Like, yo, this girl's a straight out bitch, man. I can't stand her. That usually happens to all these guys there, but we all like guys keep falling for the same shit. So I'm saying with this girl, I think the guy when he married he's married what's her name again, Jazmine Cashmere. I think he might have been through the whole process. I think they know each other from when they were young, and I think he has that kind of connection with what YG was talking about. So, but at the same time, I'm looking at this. Women who do this industry, there's always a sucker to marry them, bro. Them women who do porn, they don't struggle for men, They do not struggle for men to find men to marry them. Real talk, that's drip. The decent girls, I was into one decent girl, she's a model.
I mean, EJ, I understand what you're saying, but I don't think you could have worded like a sucker to marry them. Like I wouldn't call homeboy a sucker, because first of all, what he does for a living, like
no, he ain't no porn.
That's why I wasn't like when homegirl Jenna didn't stop doing porn and she just did she was just doing the soft porn to make her money. Like I don't really blame her, because you got to think about it. She already started a lifestyle, right? Even though she with Tito Ortiz, but if that goes down the drain, and she's gonna live off of him, and then be like, obviously when she end up still divorcing him, but it's like you still gotta collect, you still gotta make all the money that you can make at the time while you're still hot.
He's making money though. He's making money like
he's making his money. You got to still make some of your own money.
Didn't they get married though? They got married though, right? They got married.
But exactly. They got married, but you can't just all right. There's some females right now. For instance, I can name a couple of females that were just saying they doing that. Like homegirl that married Vladimir Klitschko. She did the Nash show after that, and basically stopped working, and just became a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, a little while. I met her.
Look. Yo, this is my thing right here.
She could have been a way bigger star, because she was hot before she decided
she was. Yeah, she was.
Look, man. It's too many women out here for me to fall in love with a woman that, sells her body. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she sold her body, I prefer not to know about it, because if I do, I'm not going to be able to, you know what I mean? I just can't, that make me feel a certain kind of way. Like, that's just, like, I'm straight on that, man. She might be nice. I'm not nice. And she may be good for me. She just won't be good for my relationship. Like, I just can't. It's just something.
Phil's 100. See, Phil, what Phil was talking about, he ain't even talking about him. He's talking about how other people perceive Phil. See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
family. That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? All right. So right there, so for instance, This mad females that I can name that, yo, fam, if we go down her body list, and before I even, we ain't have the topic, I already know that y'all would be like, oh, I'll definitely mess with her. But then if we go back into her body count, like, she got just enough body count as some of these porn stars. So it's like, come on,
but like I said,
recorded, that's not recorded.
What you call it, recorded? So I don't even want to say no famous female names, but there's plenty of female that's drop dead gorgeous, and like, come on, like you wouldn't even think about that, because like once you're dealing with them, But if you get on this conversation the way you say now, and you go over they track with of how many dudes they mess with. Come on, a lot of those famous females got a just amount of bodies as that porn star. Right, like they do, like a.
What's that mean?
Like a Trina that's been passed around. Like it's like he recorded this. I don't even want to say no famous people names. I ain't even gonna do that.
But that's right now. We adults and stuff like that. So Trina, they say Little Kim. You know what I'm saying? Like some of them they be passed around. They got the reputation, but the thing about it ain't recorded. Ain't been put out there to people to watch year in, year out, and they even got clubs on it. Dude, they got the masturbating clubs every Tuesday where they meet up and they go watch her films. You know what I'm saying? That's some real shit. Like she could be, bro.
They say female. You know that they did a study. They said females watch porn just as much as dudes do. You know that, right?
I ain't interested in what they watch. I ain't care what they watch.
What I'm trying to say is that it's you almost wanna be dissing the porn girl, but the regular girls, they studying the porn. Like it's funny. Like it's a big circle. Like your female that you look up, she looks up to her. Like you looking down at this girl, like you want to have that. But if your wife run into her and she's into that, she's gonna show her mad respect. Like it's funny. Like it's funny because you like right now, if you look at it, females, they don't slut shame each other like how they used to. If you go on Instagram and you look at the models that's going up there, most of those girls they doing the private, what you call it, and I know, of course, obviously I know they gotta fit into the category of y'all wouldn't want to wife none of those girls either. But right now, all of them, they stick together. They promote each other on each other's pages. They don't be slut shaming each other.
Yeah, because they ain't been growing up with no dignity and no self shame, bro.
How you say half of those girls some of them got college degree. They just getting paid.
YG, have you heard this thing about birds of a feather flock together? That's how it is. If everyone knows, if there's one girl she's a hoe and she hang around with other girls, most guys, the rest of the girls she roll with are gonna be like that. That's the way he is, bro. Like people, what Phil was talking about is association. That's what Phil was talking about, which a lot of people don't think about. It's like because you associate with that person, like because let's say a gangbanger, he goes and robs someone. And even though you're not with it, but you still talk to that guy, they're gonna associate with you with that. That's what it is. I don't
want to hear that because if Phil left, but I'm about to say if you hang out with one guy and he's getting mad girls, he's getting mad pussy, that don't mean that you're automatically getting mad pussy nigga too.
Yeah,
one guy getting mad money, like it doesn't. Just because one girl's fucking mad dudes. Don't mean the whole crew is selling pussy. It doesn't go that way.
Oh yes, it does, man. Everyone.
It don't. It don't because everybody got people in their group.
YG.
I'm even going to talk about it because we on what you call it. But this couple of my friends, like, come on, like I got friends that's married and I got friends that's like, that's enjoying life.
Everyone's got friends. This is not personal. This is just a topic, right? So what I'm saying is
that's what I'm saying. So
I know, but why everyone's got that? But what I'm saying to this, right, at the end of the day, there's one guy who's with her. Everyone's like, yo, looking down on that dude. But we can say it from a distance, but to the guy's face, ain't no one saying that to the guy's face, bro. And that comes in down like T.O. Ortiz. When he married Janice Jenison, people want to say, yo, that guy's an idiot. But no one's saying that to T.O. Ortiz's face, bro. Ain't no one saying that to his face. Like, you a fool, bro. Like, you married her. But then Tina would tell you.
But at the same time, you can't. Like, at the same time, I mean, that's most people. That's what you call. But at the same, there's other people that was drooling over her. Like I don't get like it's like I don't get it.
It's double standard. It's a double standard, YG. But what it is a double. But I understand. But what I'm saying
most
is
of y'all just saying y'all don't want to be with a chick because y'all ashamed of what people gonna say. This how I know y'all would really. This how I know partially know y'all would really wife it on the low.
Well, I think the problem is here, YG. I think the problem is when it comes down to marriage. That's really where it is. You know what I'm saying? I think
and
the problem is people
I was trying to say y'all going too far with that because you can't judge that until you know the person.
Yeah, but people are trying to know.
I don't know if y'all just. I don't know. Sometimes maybe y'all can look at a girl and say, "Yo, I marry her off of the way she look," or you're gonna marry a female off of the communication and how y'all vibe together.
Why do you hear what I'm saying? Most guys would probably call you a simp, yeah. Because see the stuff you're saying. I'm not saying you are a simp, yeah. But the thing is, because the thing is, you're ready to give her that time, to give her that notice, and try and teach her respect and all that stuff. But the thing is, the respect level's gone already. Like she's done. Like she's thrown her body into all kinds of stuff. It's by dudes daily on the basis. That's what she's happened to her, yeah. And now
I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, when she walks down the street, people's not disrespectful to her. Like people walk down the street with her head held up high.
No, I agree with you, but what I'm saying to you, YG, yeah, what I'm saying to you, so we're your boys, yeah, YG. Let's take you for example, and I'm not saying it is you. Let's say you for example. Let's say you're with her, you're that guy, you're with her. We're your friends, yeah. YG, we couldn't have a conversation with you, bro. It'd be very hard to have a conversation with you because you're judged by who you're with. Like, and we're like, bro, like you're judged.
Like, so if I was right, listen, all right. So for instance, right. So if I was with that porn star, right, like you're not like, how can you like basically, right? When I be like, all right, man. So what you call it, and you can't laugh because you be like, yo, right? Like, all right, man. I'm gonna check y'all later. I'm about to go chill with my lady. You gonna laugh and be like, oh, this nigga's about to with that porn star. Like you're like, do you know what I'm about to be getting into? Do you know the kind of like that's what I'm trying to say. Like this is why it's really like that's just straight hate. Because if you know,
look, YG, imagine this, right? You with your partners, it's like 3 of y'all, and you like, man, your partners is like, man, we finna go out, get on some ladies tonight. You married to this porn star or whatever. You like, man, I'm just gonna go home, chill with my old lady. Then when you leave, man, your homeboys is like, man, YG old lady pussy fat in the motherfucker, man. Like she making that pussy up. Like, yeah, that shit kind of fucked up, man. Like, I don't know if I can live with that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Phil, only thing about that, we all got friends that his wife is not even a porn star, and he going home to his girl early, and we saying he pussy whipped. So you don't gotta be your wife don't gotta be a porn star for you to get that joke. Like that joke is not. That's not a and then it's like fam and then all right so then it's like what like and it's like yo I see it like yeah I seen your wife before like so how many times you spanked your shit to it so it's like what do you say like yeah me and my wife was watching your lady the other night like it's still like regardless that's all of that is just like you fit like basically so you really can't marry no famous beautiful woman because once your woman is famous people is gonna have those what you call it regardless because that's out there. Like if she's sexy and she's what you call it, people's gonna already have that for your lady. So like that way of thinking is crazy.
YG, you know you got the YG. Go ahead. A lot of fights. You're gonna get into a lot of fights though. Like that's the
problem. No, I won't.
Yeah, you will because we're gonna have to fucking protect you, YG. Because people, you're our boy, bro. We ain't gonna have people disrespecting you behind your back. So we gonna
you out of control. You know what? Listen. You know why? Listen, you know why? Because first of all, right? If you walk into a room with a porn star, right? Unless it's like you're in a high school room, But if you walk in a room with grown folks, everybody's gonna be in their best behavior. I guess I don't know if you ever seen a porn star in real life, because I have. I went to a couple of events and they was there, and people conduct themselves with maturity. Like nobody's really gonna move in a way, like you're not gonna be like, oh, like, you know, like especially in this day and age with cameras and stuff, you're not gonna put yourself out there like, oh, there go that hole, right? Because like you're gonna look mad stupid. So that's not gonna really happen. And then if you're worried about, listen, if you're worried about what other people think about your lady, you're moving backwards regardless. This is why I said it only matters on what if y'all can vibe. If you're worried about what other people think about your lady, like that's fool. Like you're a fool.
So look, YG, look, you can hear me, huh?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, look. So look, this is my thing right here. YG, you know, I agree with that. If you're worried about what other people think about your lady, then you're fooling yourself. But again, for me personally, I wouldn't do it for the simple fact that I'm not worried about what other people gonna say. I'm just worried because as a man, me being me, I hold myself to high esteem. Not saying her shit low, but for me, I don't want to be the guy that's married to the porn star. Like I want to be the guy that's married to the doctor or the nurse or the lawyer or just maybe a fitness instructor. I don't know. I just don't want to be the guy married to the porn star. That's for me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't for nobody.
I get it too, even though the fitness instructor, she's a couple of positions away from the porn star herself. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I get it though. But I mean, a lot of that is really fool's gold, and people's and like I was saying before. A lot of the regular females got just as much as bodies on their belt, and it's like they didn't even get no money from that. Know what I mean? And those just come from relationships and just like through the test of time of living life, depending on how good they look and how much they attract guys and other stuff or how they move. Like, come on, those bodies add up. Like, you can't really. I try not to really go into situations looking at it like that, but I get it though.
Yeah, but you know what? I will say this too though. It's a thin line because when I say it's a thin line,
for all the females out there that's listening to this,
how famous is the chick? It depends on how famous she is, how much clout she got. Like, I mean, it is an exception to. There may be some exceptions to the rule. Like Cardi B may be an exception to the rule. Like somebody might mess with her because, just her status right now. You know what I'm saying?
We were saying, like, you see when you mentioned Cardi B, the reason why is because we've seen her personality. Now, Jazmine Cashmere, I ain't gonna lie to you, she has a very good personality. She loved Tupac. She loved this, that, the other. Doesn't she? She get paid for sleeping on her back. Like she got a personality as well. Like I'm not gonna lie, because the reason is I put it on my community page, and you'll be surprised how many people hit up because they're so opinionated on her. It means that she makes people think about certain things. You know what I'm trying to say to you? So she's not just no regular porn star like Cardi B. See, even when you say Cardi B, straight away it's like, yo, you've seen her, you see how she carries on. You're like, yo, she does no fun. But the problem is we're talking about YG is actually married. I think that's where the line goes. We're not just talking about smashing. We're talking actually marrying. You know what I'm trying to say to you? That's where the problem is. Like, I can smash a girl. I smashed it.
Yeah, but the problem with that is, I don't like. You can't say you're gonna marry somebody until you get to know them.
We get to know them.
You could take porn star out of that, right? I'm talking about regular. You can't just because they look good. You can't say like, yo, I would marry that person before you get to know anything about them. Like they can have she can have a crazy sleep with, like she could snore crazy, mad, like there's mad things that could really get to you, like that can make y'all incompatible that you don't even know. Like that's what I'm trying to say. You cannot. I don't know. Like I'm matured a little bit, so I really maybe when I was younger I had that chain of mind too. Like, oh yeah, I married that. But now it's like I know better than that shit. Like I got to get to know a person before I can think about marrying them. What?
No, you do get to know
them.
That's
just crazy. Can she cook? It's mad things. Do they keep a clean house? Like it's bad. Like fam, just cause she look good, like yo. Man.
Yeah, I know that. YG, but you talking about? We talking about wife though.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying.
Jazmine Cashmere. Jazmine
Cashmere.
She
know the
she can cook. She can cook. I seen a video. I see videos on her YG, right? She, from what I'm listening to, she knows how to cook. She knows how to clean. She's healthy. She's good with her money. She's got rid of all the drugs in her life. She got rid of all the thing, and she's a minister now. She goes around and tells the girls in the church what like her experiences, so they don't have to follow her mistakes. She by all means, yeah, she's turned herself into a very good citizen, and she know me. She's obviously, it's like people been to prison, they come out and they're trying to change their life with. That's what she's done. The problem is that people are still gonna judge her not by how she is now, it's how she was before. So even if you know her and you're cool with her, it's like you listen, and this will come down to you. Me and Phil gonna have to keep fighting for you. And nothing as well, she constantly gonna be under the needle being judged by laying on her back, bro. Like sniggers, you go to a cafe. Was that Jazmine Cashmere? Sure, man. I remember, man. I used to watch that shit. He was getting piled in, this, that, the other, and the third. You gotta do all that shit.
I mean, it all depends. Like you saying that, like, yeah. but like usually, like when people see those people in person, you don't so that's like if somebody see Halle Berry, right? Everybody that's seen the clip of Halle Berry with this guy. But when if you see her in person, that's not the first thing that come to your mind. Like, yo, damn, this Bob Thornton nigga pounded that.
YG. Some people are decent. Like we're talking me.
Like, it's like
some people like that.
Like, all right, before A-Rod, like you think before A-Rod, you think before A-Rod wife, what you call it? Look at Jennifer Lopez. Now I don't even see why I didn't want to go through that, but look at Jennifer Lopez though, bro. She first of all she had more rings than Mike.
Yo, bro, the truth of the matter is this right here, bro. Like at the end of the day, my nigga, with Halle Berry, bro, motherfuckers be like, when you think about it, it's hard not to think about that monster scene, bro. It really is. Like, I'm thinking about that shit right now. Billy Bob Thornton was wearing that bitch out.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was nice. Yeah. I get it. But would that stop me from talking to her? Nah, probably not, though.
And then if you get to know, see, this is what I'm trying to say. And then if you get to, like, this is why you can't say before you get to know somebody what you, like, you can't do that because.
But it's understood that you're going to get to know them before you marry them. I mean, that don't have to be said. You got to get to know them before you marry. You're just not going to marry them right off the bat. But my point is, would you even approach the situation like that, though? Because, man, we all done it. We got some chicks that we holler at. You know what I'm saying? And, she may be a little hood rat. And, some people like rats. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you be like, man, I would want to smash Shorty because, she's nice. But, I don't see myself being with Shorty. She already got like 5 and she's living in the jet.
But you see, you get that. But tell me now. Tell me like that's a scenario plenty of times probably can easily happen. Like, I'm just smashing the Shorty. Then first, next you know, she's coming over on the late nights. Then she's coming through when shit is trash because you ain't going out. And the next thing you know, like she's coming over more than often than you like. Know what I mean? Like that could easily happen. That all depends on how you vibe. Like, yeah, she give it up, but if she vibe good with you, know what I mean? Yeah. Then you could easily chill with somebody. It all depends on how you vibe.
You're a nice guy, bro. You a fucking nice guy.
Let me, everybody, yo. You know why you saying There's females that had mad dudes, right? But like niggas is still marrying it. Like I don't even want to say, but the J-Lo lady, right? J-Lo married Matt, or people propose mad times, like ready to go all the way. Why? Because she's mad cool. It might not work out for on the long run But when they going to get in the process of getting to know her, like you realize like yo, she mad cool. But if you go back and look at her, her body track, she got mad bodies.
YG, I know loads of ugly girls. They're mad cool, bro. But I ain't marrying them. That's what we're talking about. Marrying.
But I'm not talking about ugly. But what about all right? So EJ, you try to tell me.
1 minute, YG.
EJ, you try to tell me you wouldn't marry J-Lo? Would you marry J-Lo?
I ain't married J-Lo. Nah, she not my type anyway. And I wouldn't make Kardashian evil. But listen to this, YG. Let me say this to you.
That's too light for you?
Nah, I'm not interested in type of girls, right? But listen to this, right?
What Latino?
Nah, I like Latino because I have trouble with Cardi B, but I'm not interested in one. But listen to this, YG. At some point,
I can't gloss over. How is J-Lo off your list? Like, what?
I'm not interested. I don't find nothing about J. I'm not. I don't.
You know, hey, YG trying to bring that NYC. You know, Jenny from the block. You know, he got a special.
I know. But listen, it's YG. Let me.
I'm about to say she's fine as fuck. I want to see who's on your list that she's not on the list.
At some point, listen to this, right? This is nothing, right? This is at some point the guy who settles down, he might feel at some point. She only settling with me because no other brain wants to settle with her. At some point, you might feel like you're bro.
Yo, this is what I'm saying. You're a fool if you're thinking about fam. First of all, you can't be going into...
YG, when you go with a girl, you're trying to say everyone's insecure. We're talking about insecurities now. I'm talking about, I'm not married to her, but we're talking about before we're thinking about. That's what we're thinking about. That's why we're having a conversation, right? So I'm talking about, this is why we wouldn't do it. This is what me and Phil were saying. You're saying you probably would. That's what you're saying right now. That's what it seems to me. You're making a case for it. So I'm saying like why we wouldn't is because of these situations. First off, the family you're thinking about, you have people laughing behind your back and you're constantly going to be getting into fights here and there because you're going to have to try and protect her because she's your woman. You don't know one disrespecting your woman. But that's what I'm saying to you, bro. Like these are the sort of things you got to bear in mind. I don't know the guy she's with in Chicago because she lives in Chicago, right? Ain't no one fucking with her, and she goes to church, and no one sees her doing anything or anything like that. That she's just doing what she's doing. Like even there's loads of porn stars, they're former porn stars. It doesn't matter if they're former. As far as people concerned, they done that shit, bro. There's footage on you getting your legs spread up, you getting pulled out, bro. That's what it is, right? And that's what people can do that.
Let me ask you something.
Your kids can access that when your kids can act. What about your kids at school and one of the parents go, yo, don't you listen to this, right? So your kids are playing around.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how you gonna bring that up? Who at school is gonna tell their kid,
some parents are like that. Don't fuck around with that. I don't want you
kid that they're gonna tell their son his mom's is in porn.
Yeah, YG.
That makes no sense, man. That makes no sense.
Oh my gosh.
I think
you're trying to say
it doesn't even matter anyway because it doesn't even matter anyway because the money she got her kids is going to private school anyway. So it's not even like they're going to a public school.
I think you probably more along the lines trying to say that, you know, you really gotta really know the chick. You know what I'm saying? You gotta judge her for what she at that very moment and how.
Go ahead, Phil. Phil, we at? Yes, he ain't there.
It says poor connection. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, it's a good topic though. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like the son will talk about.
I get y'all what you call it too. That's why I was saying more of you get to know them and all that before you make a judgment. And that goes both ways. Even if a female is very fine, you should get to know them before you be thinking about.
There was a girl in my state, right? And she had a reputation for that. But the moment I got with her, dudes couldn't clown her no more or whatever, because obviously they respect me, right? So dudes couldn't look at me as no idiot because they knew they were going to get straight. I was going to straighten them out, yeah? But when obviously I ain't with her, whatever. I ain't with her, whatever. But at a certain point when I got with her, I made her legitimize. So when she's going to church, right? She's legitimizing herself and she's trying to straighten her life out and doesn't want to be judged as a sex object no more. And I understand that shit. I understand that, but you're right. You got some girls who got body count. They done more things than them, but the thing is, the reason why them girls are smart because they don't have that. No one knows about that shit. That's what I'm saying. They smart.
No one knows. The neighborhood knows. What are you talking about? Like everybody got her friends now.
That's what some women leave the country.
If you know, look, if you
neighborhood,
if you grew up, listen. EJ, if you grew up, especially right now with Instagram and all of that, right? If you are like, that's what I'm saying with like, even if you're famous, and most of the famous females, right? From the tabloids, they exactly know who you dating and all of that. Like if you're famous, you're pretty enough, everybody knows in the neighborhood who you're dating, who you've been seeing. Like it's obvious. Like unfortunately, even
people grow up, bro.
Like from the neighborhood. I've been here a couple of years, so I got a body count.
She come up, if Jazmine Cashmere was to come over and live in England, ain't no one knows who she is. No one knows about that unless she tells them. No one's gonna know. So there's ways of disappearing, man. Ain't no one gonna know that. We're just talking about would you marry a woman such as that? That was the question, right? Laid out in front of us. And I said, no, I won't marry her.
A lot of cats go to college.
My whole thing is, I was just saying, really, is you gotta get to know the person before you You can't look at somebody and just see beautiful and be like, oh, I would marry the person.
No, my thing is, I'm not gonna put myself in that position. Like, I'm not gonna get attached enough to even want to be even trying to think about getting to know her like that. Now, don't get me wrong, I might my pecker inside of her just because that's what I'm feeling on that day, but I don't want to get to know her like that. Not saying that she's not
because you're not even single, so
she's I mean, pretty sure she's an awesome person. She could be cool, but I just don't want to be that guy because again, I'm the guy that ain't no telling what I'm gonna do, man. I mean, I just kind of think about like in the future down the line. I might be in a political office, or I might want to do something that got to do with, some other stuff that you might need to have some kind of status, and I just,
It feels right on point, man. It feels right on point, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. That stuff is important as you get older. Your reputation. Because people wild out when they're younger. Yeah, they do. But at the end of the day, I don't judge on what I did when I'm younger. That's why people judge people.
Look at this, right? AJ, let me tell you, that famous thing, your reputation, people, that can go away with like. Don't throw somebody's mad cool with you, and just because other people don't like them, don't dismiss them because other people don't like them, especially in that way, because them same people that you dissing that person for, they can end up like doing you wrong too. Like that is just a fool's way of thinking. Like I ain't really worried about who's famous and who like everybody don't gotta like the person that I'm with, so I ain't really.
Nah, I hear what you're saying.
Really, and on top of the whole past thing, like you can't bro,
yo, YG,
everybody got a pass, man.
YG, let me say something. There's men like you, ready in the bars, drinking alcohol, and they think practical, and they've been taken for a fool, bro. You know what it is. See, YG, if you know something's a snake, eventually gonna bite you, right? So why fuck with it? That's what we're dealing with, right? I'm not saying she's a snake, but in nature. She is, bro. Like you're married to her, right? Whoever's the dude comes up to her, offer 50,000, 50, I don't know, $1 million, yeah. To say, look, just do a little shoot with me, sucking my dick, I'll give you $1 million. Yo, bro, she's money oriented. That's her motivated. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like they're not motivated, they're money oriented. You know what I'm trying to say? She's trying to get out of that.
And I hear you.
That's
but most people, those same people. That's what you call it. There's people right now that probably would, if they white, they first of all, right, they don't even, if they girl, right, if that's just a girl, right, and the guy comes in, what you call it, and offer her $1 million, like they don't even first of all, that relationship might be a wrap. Because
she gonna do it.
Because if you tell her no, right, and then she gonna be like, well, this relationship, right, I'm taking the $1 million. Like most of the girls are gonna leave because that's basically $600,000. They're gonna have to pay taxes on that money. But fucking most of the girls will leave a nigga for $600,000. So you can't tell your girl no.
Yeah, YG.
Like you can't like that right there. So basically you just lost one.
YG, you're married to her. And she's still doing that shit, bro.
All right, but EJ, I'm telling you, the girl I told you right now, I know for a fact, there's nothing I will be able to do. Like if a nigga offer her, especially in these times, $1 million, Like I know she's with it. Ed is probably somebody that she's attracted. Come on, my nigga. Like that's a dub. Like I'm not even like you can't even. There's nothing you could do. That's like if one of these fine supermodels offer you $1 million to fuck, but you got a girlfriend, and what you gonna do? Tell your girl like, oh well, like, and your girlfriend say no. Like that relationship is over. You gonna like that's $1 million. Like you're not you what you gonna do? You gonna tell you like, well, nah, I'm turning it down because I'm in a relationship. No. So your girl gonna have to tell you like, yo, go get that money, because like in this climate right now, even if we didn't even have this what you call it epidemic, like that's a game changer. Like so you can't put $1 million on the table and tell it, and come on my guy, you wildin'. Like that's anybody like.
She married to you, bro. Like she used to be in that shit. I'm not saying she gonna take it, but I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Just you know what I'm saying?
$1 million though.
Yeah, million, bro.
A lot of these females are taking that, man. You can't. The only people that's not probably gonna take that is people that got like 20 million in the bank and 10 million in the bank. Cause like I can't see too many females turning down $1 million unless the guy they gotta do it to is like disgusting or something like that. Like that's probably what's gonna turn the tables. But if it's a millionaire that's offering it, come on, bro. Like come on, look at this guy Trump. He's getting, come on, man.
Yeah.
You wildin'.
Yeah, I guess I have what you.
Yeah, you wildin'. You know that $1 million is a game changer.
Game changer. I don't know about that. Game changer.